Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 554, we are going to talk about Haktos the Unscarred. One thing I did for this deck, and I'll probably start doing from here on, is, and I don't know how valid this is, it was just an idea I had. I just got done listing this deck on Architect, and I'll tell you the actual US dollar value of the deck. This deck is $73.24. Now, that may not be relevant in a day, a month, whatever. As we all know, card prices fluctuate quite a bit. I don't really build mine with any. Y'all know I build most of my decks out of the cards I have format. So, if it's something that interests you, holler at me. Let me know. If not, if you don't care, let me know that too. Anyway. Haktos is incredibly difficult to build for me. We got ball lightning stats here, 6/1 for 4 mana, but it's 4 specific, 2 and 2. So, or as I like to call the double-double. Now, Haktos has to attack each combat if able. Well, that right there says he ain't going to live long, right? 6/1. Now, as Haktos enters the battlefield, choose 2, 3, or 4 at random. So we're probably rolling a d6, and he has protection from each converted mana cost other than the chosen number. So he automatically has protection from everything that's not 2, 3, and 4. But it's so difficult to put things like Whisper Silk Cloak because you don't want him blocked. Well, shoot, that's 3. What if, So what I had to do was run him out there by himself. The only way to actually make Haktos better or bigger is through what I'm going to call like Anthem-like effects. Glorious Anthem. Because it doesn't target, it just gives creatures you control +1. And you can actually see the glare off the dang camera. But, so pretty much Anthems is where I went. Glorious Anthem's going to give your team +1. Crusade's going to give you team +1. Stuff. Oh, this is super funny. Okay. Orcish Oriflamme. Now, this card, it has been printed a whole bunch of times way, way back. But the very first time was an alpha, and they got the casting cost wrong. That 3 was a 1. So for 1 and a red, and it was one of the earliest misprints. Obviously, it was an alpha. We didn't know about it until beta, when we got the exact same card at this cost. But no. They were so worried about people abusing it. And then now they have made, in Modern Horizons gave us Goblin Oriflamme, which was the misprinted first card, and nobody cares. So, I don't know. It does give +1 to the front. I thought that was kind of neat, and a little history behind it, We have Gloria of Warfare. When it's your turn, +2 to the front. When it's not your turn, +2 to the back. Paragon of the New Dawn. Other white creatures you control get bigger. Divine Sacrament. It's a +1 to your team. Threshold, you get another +1. So, kind of neat. Glass of the Guild Pact. Multicolor creatures to get +1. Maybe if we get further up, maybe. Trying to get that glare of the... There we go. That's a little better. Little cockeyed. Thank y'all for being so patient with me. Back on the train of... But even some stuff, more temporary versions like Marshalling Cry. I love this. I think this may be the only card with Cycling and Flashback. Thank you, Future Sight. It's one of my favorite sets because... it was just a real mix and match of abilities. Tempt with Glory, because there are tables out there that will be tempted, because it says on each creature you control, it doesn't target. So a good way to remember protection is debt, D-E-B-T. Damage, it is the D. The E is equipped and enchanted. Can't be any of those by the protected value. And then blocking, can't be blocked or blocked by. And then targeted. So this says each. It's just kind of that global effect, you know. Agris cause. Attacking red creatures get +2. Attacking white creatures get +2 to the back. So there again, he's kind of, you know. But even stuff like, anger. As long as anger is in your graveyard, Haktos has haste. As long as valor is in your graveyard, and you have a plains, obviously, first strike. Now, first strike is way beneficial with that 1 toughness. He needs first strike in a bad way. And there's not many ways to give it to him dependably. Yes, you could pack your deck full of, 2, 3, and 4 mana cost cards and just hoping to win the lottery. Or another way you could go is like blink, but what if he's got protection from your blink cards that you have at the time? You see what I'm saying? It's very difficult to suit up. Sir Alan, when it attacks, other creatures get +1 to end of turn. Cyclops of Eternal Fury. There's another reason why this is in here, but it also grants haste. And the fact that it's an enchantment creature, which we'll get to in a minute. Charge. Just good, simple, 1 mana. Boom. Yeah. Righteous Cause. Whenever a creature attacks, you gain a life. It is an enchantment. We're going to be attacking with creatures. 5 mana is not the best deal on this card, I'll admit. Angelic Benediction. Exalted. There's a good chance we're just attacking with 1. And we get to tap a blocker. So that's pretty neat. Archangel of Strife. I cannot imagine any scenario with this deck where I'm not going to choose War. Just because. Now, there are some other, like Relentless Assault gives us another good punch there for when we get the combat step through. So let's look at some mana real quick. We're going to peel through this pretty quick. We're playing with a Star Compass. Walking Atlas, dump some more lands. The Boros Locket. Signet. The Gold Mirror. Heraldic Banner. Because, hey, creatures you control the chosen color get +1. It's kind of an Anthem effect. Spectral Searchlight. Pyretic Ritual. And Mana Geyser. Now, card draw. Wild Guess. Thrill of Possibility, Seer Sundial, Cathartic Reunion, Tormenting Voice. But let's look at Furious Rise, because this is the first deck I've actually put it in. Furious Rise, at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, well, that's the plan with our commander. Exile a top card to your library. You may play that card until you exile another card with Furious Rise, which would be at the beginning of your next end step. So it's like a personal, draw an extra card a turn. So I like it. We have a few other creatures in the deck. We have Anax and Daxos, just because, they're decent. And here again, Daxos does the life gain thing. But Soltari Gorillas is another one I want to look at. 3/2 Shadow, so it's getting through. But when it assigns combat damage to any opponent, you may redirect that damage to target creature. So this is repeatable creature removal. So we have a bunch of creature removal in here. But before we get to that, other creature here, Heliod. Now, I'll admit, Heliod and Triskelion are in there because I just felt like the deck needed another win con. It needed something because, you killed Daxos 2 or 3 times, which is not hard to do. So, and I realize it's hard for them to block him because he's got all this protection, but, my luck, dice rolling, randomly RNG. This deck is so much RNG. So, I needed something else. And I figure, yes, it's a 2-card combo, but you know what? I don't think we're not tutoring for it or anything. So it's not like, if it happens, it happens, right? I had them. Playing Lapse of Certainty, because white counterspells, totally underrated. Which is, similar reason why I'm playing Dawn Charm. Divine Light, man, that is a just gorgeous foil. I love the way they used to do those foils with the starburst at the bottom. Of course, now it was just a border, I know. I'm part raccoon. I love shiny things. Yeah, I know. Gilded Light. You gain Shroud till end of turn. I'll take it. I'll take it all day. Purphoros' Intervention. You get an X1, a whole bunch of elementals or a whole bunch of damage. Hey, do you remember all those enchantments we had? Yeah, I know if you look on the deck list, there's only 14 other enchantments, but that's 14 enchantments. That's quite a bit. And to be honest with you, as I acquire more Anthem type cards and as they print more Anthem type cards, they'll probably end up going in this deck. So the Empty Throne here is just going to get better and better, making those angels. But there is something I want to talk about. This last enchantment here, Vicious Shadows. Now, I have somewhat of a sketchy history with Vicious Shadows. At the about 10 years ago, when I was owned an LGS, the Going Thing. Now, Shards of Alara had come out, and Vicious Shadows was considered a junk rare. And we had a wall or a binder or something. There was a collection in the shop of Vicious Shadows that were destroyed in different ways. And there was 30 or 40 of them. I don't know. It was a bunch. But now this card's like $3 or something. Anyway, it's a 7-mana enchantment, so realistically, if we're not playing a commander, where's it getting played, right? But it's actually pretty good for our format. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, you can have Vicious Shadows deal damage to target player equal number of cards in that player's hand. So keep this in mind with all of this removal that I'm about to show. Yeah, this can do some serious damage. Now, it is creature, so it's not going to work on, non-creature stuff, but like Solar Tide, kill all the big things, kill all the little things. Of course, we have Chaos Warp, Aura Blast, Celestial Purge. I've got Heliod's Intervention in the removal because that's more than likely what it is. We're popping artifacts, enchantments, not gaining some life. Shattering Pulse, Demystify, Disenchant, Planar Outburst, Martial Coup, Storm's Wrath, By Force. I've got Aven Cloud Chaser as removal, because it does pop a thing when it comes into play. Jay's Immolating Inferno, Erase, and I've got Reroute in with removal because most of the time, or Reroute, most of the time that's what it is. You are swerving, for lack of a better word, a removal spell. No, I think you want to target this other thing. And, it's got those magic 3 words at the end, draw a card, which is beautiful. So, we're playing with a whole lot of non-basics here. For 2 colors, it's a lot. We have a Vivid Crag, Secluded Steppe, Smoldering Crater. Gotta get them cycle lands on, right? Teetering Peaks. Now, here again, this is kind of sketchy. You cannot put this on your commander because this has a converted mana cost of 0, and it always has that. See, I'd started the deck and realized halfway through it, I was like, wait a minute, none of this stuff actually works. And I think Teetering Peaks got missed when I was retooling. That's kind of why this one is toward the end. There's only one more deck left from Theros Beyond. And it's the super special one. I'm sure y'all can figure it out. It's the only one you haven't seen yet. And I think I got the last few cards today for it. So we got an Opal Palace. Ancient Amphitheater, Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, Rogue's Passage. We do have other creatures besides our commander in here, so that the reason why these pluses and Rogue's Passage and things like that. Then, of course, the standard Clifftop Retreat, Boros Guildgate, Stone Quarry, Unscarred Crag. And that's Haktos. That's all I'm got. I don't know why I actually went with like all the invasion basics, but I don't know. I guess they were just in front of me, and I was like, okay. But that is Haktos. So we are gonna take Haktos. Whoa, hey, I'm all crooked. Take Haktos over here and put him on the wall. Number 554. I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I have, I was doing like every other day, and I haven't been quite as dependable. But the reason why is I have started a new job, so it is as with any new job, it takes a little more time. It's going to take me a little while to get acclimated to the new place, but and everything else. I mean, it's pretty rough out there. Everybody take care of yourselves. Watch out for those you love. I try not to dive into the too serious world, but there are things more important than magic cards, and I understand that. And we all got to take care of ourselves and our families. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. And right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.